And it is time again for something different. This is the cat-like coding, but for now, no cats. We're not gonna follow the cat-like coding tutorials because we want to do an asset for the Unity store. And here's the hub. Let's sign in. Good. I hope this works. I have no idea. Choose this different. What the heck? Just sign me in, bruh. Thank you. We're gonna open a project, and we haven't updated this yet. Let's add a project from disk. Oh, wait a minute. We do have a USB stick. Let's plug it in. There should be a sound like burp burp. No? Let's check out our PC. Why did it not take? This is I plugged in the thing. Maybe now. Good, Unity projects. There we go. We're gonna do both of these. We have a game input control we're working on, but we're working on a million things and nothing gets done. This is pretty much standard for every normal person. Add a project from disk. Not just yet. We want to copy it over first. Unity projects and paste them in. Good. Get these projects there. Those are fantastic projects. Great games. If they were all done, we would be millionaires. You and I, all my viewers, and myself. Gamepad input control. No, infinite open world. This is what we're gonna open up. I wonder if we have the... there are no assets. I wonder if we have the assets for the other project there, the gamepad input control. No, we of course forgot about it. We made a little bit of of graphics there in the paint.net. But it's fine. Oh, we're not gonna work on that today. And we only have 2 hours, right? Maybe a little bit more. Let's make it count. Infinite open world we're gonna open. That's right. Good. Add project from the infinite open. Good. Bim bom bim bom bom. Not connected. Is that bad? Or is that good? Or does it matter? Probably not. Amazon Borderlands. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's not read that. But instead, what we're gonna read is Unity Box Collider RP, because there is interesting code here. Sample code. Man, was it under bounds? Maybe. I think it was under size, actually. Yeah. Because that is the next step in our development here. Well, let's look at the actual development. So when you download this from the asset store, which you will be able to in the future, and then you will find that the project is completely empty. Is it? No. Because we got a little bit of script there. Oh dear. On the main camera. Because that's where your scripts go. Trust me. Now we're gonna play. And whoop. And then we have a little bit of a thingy that is not controlled because we have to click there first. Oh no, he's falling. He's falling. Whoops. Why? No. This is so much fun to derp around with. But that's not the behavior we're looking for. Also, the script is configurable. We can do in the on the x-axis. We can put a lot of stuff here, and then all of a sudden we can go Anyways. Of course we're not getting anything done. We just mess around like this, like crazy. Let's also have something to drink. But while we're drinking, why not show off the script? Because it's quite good. Good. What is all this stuff? Oh dear. Oh man. Well, this script is alright, but the other things here. What are we doing? Oh, we're working on the actual the actual game here. Gotta be careful. Well, for the asset creation, we just needed a couple of scripts. It's gonna be fine. Also, where's the dog? Let's have a look there. The dog. And have a sip of liquid now. Love sugar. Favorite drink, got the sugar taken out. Got the fake sugar put in. Gotta find a different drink. Also, so what we're trying to do, if we look at our fantastic internet browser, we see that we want to mess with the scales of things. That is what we're trying to do. Oh dear. So when we're creating a tile, and if this is the first time you're watching this, possibly on the 500 archives, then you're probably thinking, this guy is a complete noob. I mean, look at him with his dog and this stupid babble. He hasn't written a single line of code. This guy is a poser. He cannot write code. And I can assure you, I wrote all this. And it was a bit of a pain to find out how we're going to make this actually happen. But we're going to go through the code line by line in a different video, in a scripted video. It goes in the description of the asset then when it's finally in the store. And when is it going to go in the store? Well, either before March or after March. And that's a typical coder answer. Let's listen to some Silent Hill music. Good. So when we're creating the tile, we're also creating a box collider that is a trigger. But the size of the trigger is incorrect. Also, let's check this out real quick. Any excuse not to do actual work. We have two box colliders. One is the actual collider that is going to make sure that the player pebble doesn't fall through the floor. And then the second one is a trigger. And we are going to increase the size of this thing according to the height of the dungeon. Good. Probably also wondering, why the heck is this called Infinite Open World? This looks quite infinite. But we're going to get to... this looks quite finite. Looks quite the opposite of infinite, but we are going to get there for sure. What has he got there? Is he allowed to touch that? This dirty dog. Well, he is allowed. He is allowed. Let's not worry. Good. Infinite open world map height. Aha. Map height is 1. Wait a minute. Map height is 1. Well, whatever. The maximum map height is 2000. Let's test it with 1. It doesn't matter currently. Good. So this box collider, the trigger box, is going to change its Y size according to the... Hey, why don't we write pseudocode? I mean, that's cool, right? It's helping with the thought process. Any excuse not to do any actual work. Good. We're gonna say trigger collider needs to be as high as the dungeon plus the tile Y plus the tile Y and that's what we need to do. Size the dungeon plus the tile Y. Let's not forget, what if the thing is down plus Y offset of said tile. Let's make it very verbose and really, really elaborate. Any excuse not to do any actual work. And then, when we're done with this, we have to move the trigger collider. Move the trigger collider up until it fits smugly and flush. Satisfying. We're done for today. A lot of work. No, just kidding. I'm going to actually go with this. Trigger box. Oh, spell it correctly. Size. Is this how it works? Size. No, that's not how it works. But luckily we have a browser open here. M-scale, what is this? Fetch the collider, we did this, but M-scale, where's this coming from, bro? Oh, yeah, here's more code up there. Oops, did not see that. M-scale Y. These are all floats. Where does it say 1? Also, we probably need the bounds in the end. Because we don't know, do we? These are the starting sizes for the collider component. No, this code doesn't know our starter sizes for the collider component. By the way, we also need to configure the tile size. Have we done this? Host by game world visibility extends by tiles. No, we did not. Let's quickly cram that in, because we wanna make everything dynamic here, or a lot of things we want to do dynamic. So we got a game object host player game object, right? So that would be the player. And then we have a world container, and this is all not very much important. And why? This is up there, and that's up down there. Tell you what, we're going to make this just a tiny tad different here. Gonna save ourselves a world of space. World default tile and 0 tile. Then we want to be able to define the default tile size, or the actual tile size. It's going to be a range slider again. Maybe under the map height? Maybe under the visibility? Under the map height, maybe. Yeah. Good, and that's going to be a slider. Yeah, we're going to have a range. I love the range. By the way, if you're downloading this in the end, in the asset store, you can just here delete this. Bam! And then you can put in whatever you want. You can even make this floats, but you have to refresh them. But Doesn't matter. This is just easy and reasonable. Good for usage as a designer. Maybe as a coder probably as well. Good. So we want the tile size. Tiles, it's going to be pretty standard here. Tile size X and tile size Z. Good. We're not going to mess with the Y size because these tiles, what the dungeon is made, or your world is made of, is going to be the floor. Actually, probably. That's what I want the designer to think of when they see these things here. So you will have to put that in. The default is 1. But you will have to put that in so the game knows. Or the game, not the game. The script, the infinite open world script knows this. Because here when we create the tiles, we're also going to, if it's the default tile that is not defined, we're going to stretch them according to what you want. Because in the end, you're going to be able to put tiles in from your prefab folder, and the world is going to get built around those tiles. But yeah, that is that. I will have to explain everything again when everything is actually working. Right now we only have what we have. Tricky collider needs to be the size of the dungeon plus the offset of the set tile. Yes. So the size is that then. Good. Plus Y offset tile, no problem. But the Y of the tile, if it is something that the designer drops in there, a prefab, how will that then affect everything? It also does not need to be smugly in flush like we said here, but it would help. Good. It is fine, right? The Y size. Let's just put it in. Let's just make it happen and see in the end. Good. We need the entire Y size. How do we get this? We have to get the bounds, better bounds. Fetch a collider bounds center, fetch a size of the collider volume. What? Collider bounds size is the volume. Center of the collider volume. Wow. Fetch a minimum maximum bounds of the collider volume. Interesting. Is there not a bounds X, bounds Y? Collider bounds? That's crazy. This is just the collider property. Oh no, it's a box collider. Interesting. Really, there is nothing else here. Did they change it? I thought you could get a bounds X and bounds Y. Maybe you can't. Maybe it's no longer needed. Good, anyways. We're gonna get the bounds size. This is... Where do we get this from? Collider. We can get bounds. Bounds. Center extends max. Here we go. There we have a little bit of a something. The extensions always have the size of the bounds. Also interesting. The maximum point of the box. This is a point. Total size is a vector 3. Alright. That makes sense now. So we go to bounds, size, x and z. Or in this case, just y. This should be possible. So we check out the bounds, we check out the size of the bounds, and the y. Trigger box bound size y. This is what we want to change, right? But I don't think we can do it like that, can we? Let's see how they do it in the size of the collider. What? Collision. Where was this? Where was the sample code? Here it was. No? Here it was. Box collider. In a box collider was the size. And then you just have to give it a new vector. Yeah, you have to give it a vector 3. Good. So let's make that new vector real quick. I'm gonna say stretched stretched call size equals new vector 3 and just make me a default vector 3. Oh, we could simply say 0 for now. Good, structure collider size. And then we have to give it stretched. This is all just a thought process here. I'm gonna switch this up probably. Stretched float y. Also here we would have to do this vector 3 stretched, and then here we could give this a float. Why is it not working? Because float is spelled like that. Stretched float y equals this trigger box bound size y plus make this a float dungeon size. Where are you? Dungeon height, map height. Good. Size y plus map height. Good. And then we have this. We could make this quicker. We could say new vector 3, and this would be tile size x, tile size z. So tile size x, and then we have the stretched float y, and then we have the tile size z. This is a stretched collider size. Good. And then we say trigger box bounce size. Or can we just directly say size? Equals stretched collider size. Trigger box. So this is the collider, right? Box collider size. No, we can do it directly. We just have to access the bounds if we wanna get the precise numbers. So we are allowed to do this. Good. Trigger that needs to has dungeon plus the height as a dungeon plus the tile plus the offset. Let's not forget this. Do offset. Do offset. Good, but let's see what the error is here. Holy crap, there is no error. This is like we can code. This is all of a sudden we can code. What is going on? I wake up this morning and I did not know this human being could just write this and then it's code. Also, let's see if this what this actually does. Good, we have a cube here. And we have a box collider. And it is exactly what we expected it to be. Good, and now we have to plus the offset. Why do we have to plus the offset, actually? If we were to plus... Oh, because what if the cube is up here instead? Right? Oh. I had to sneeze and now it's not coming. Man, oh man. I hate the winter time. Boop. Move this up. Boop. Just messing around here. Good. So what if this is actually up there? And then we plus the offset. Oh, because we want the upper tiles to not be higher than the other tiles, and we want the lower tiles to be just as high, so we have a ceiling here in the same height. Do we actually need this? Maybe not. Good, but let's minus the offset now. So yeah, this is good. This should be easy. Plus this, and then minus, or no, plus of course again. Plus, and it's going to be a float. Wait a minute. This is already a float. Good, and that is going to be the position. Because the thing is going to be inside of a container. And the container should be at 0. But it doesn't matter. Everything is in the container. So everything is going to have the same collider ceiling in the end. If we do this. Plus position of the coop. Coop. Position, but the thing is, oops. The thing is, this is only going to work. These colliders are needed. And this is only going to work if it's a cube that is not a prefab tile. We don't like this much. We don't like it at all, actually. Also, let's see if this works or if we missed something cube position-wise. We missed something. Yeah. You don't contain this. Of course you don't contain this, man. You're just the game object, not the transform. How can we test this? And we cannot even test this because if we put in a default tile into our script here, default tile, then nothing's gonna happen because we haven't implemented the default tile just yet. Good, so let's implement it then, I guess. Move the trigger right up until it's medium flush. Yeah, we're gonna wait on that as well. Gonna wait on that as well. That is something you can do later. Trigger lighting needs to be inside the dungeon plus a tab plus everything. Yeah. So what we could instead say is trigger box is trigger, and this goes somewhere else as well. Cube add component box collider, and I think here is the culprit already. We're going to add the component to wherever. Game object cube. Game object cube, create primitive. Cube equals create primitive. Also, it should not be named cube, it should be named tile. Let's refactor everything here. Do we have another cube? No. Let's refactor. Match case, definitely. Find all in current document. And then there was a button. How do... Man, I'm too stupid to use my text editor. This is embarrassing. Notepad ++ multi edit. Is it present Alt key? Good. What the heck is this? Man, it's so offensive. I hate it. I search for something and then I get spammed with crap and it's not helpful. Good. So, how is this? Hold down Alt. It doesn't work. Oh, we have to enable it in the preferences. I'm sure. Kids window, edit. Multi-select all. Multi-select next. How do you multi-select? Multi-select. Hold Alt plus Shift now. Alright. It's still not working. Settings, preferences, editing. Settings, preferences, editing. enable. What? That's not working. Turn on multi-editing. The heck is it? It's not here. Phew. So normally, here's a replace. Find all in current document. Replace with tile. So here's a refag. But I would have loved to enable the multi-editing. We're gonna look for this off stream probably. Let's replace this. Oh. Good. Good. Game object tile good. We're gonna create a primitive, but only if the default tile default tile is spelled capital for some reason. Dum dum dum. If default tile is no, we're gonna create this tile. Otherwise, tile equals defaulter. Simple. Good. So that is done. Now we could make a defaulter. And wasn't here a problem there somewhere? No. Good, but what if we have something here instead? This is the wrong place to do this, actually. Because we want to say create tile. Yep. Good. Give it a game object. And we're going to give this a default value as well. And we're going to name this as well somehow. The tile to be created. Well, tile. That means we don't need that anymore. Surely. Yeah, I don't know. And this code goes somewhere else. For example, create all. Where's my coroutine? Ding ding, create all. Bloop, create tile. Oh, I have to. This will create all. I don't want to mess with this code because it goes 4 times all around. So maybe this is the place. This is the place, unfortunately. So we probably... wait a minute. Gonna say default tile. We will have to look at the blueprints. We're gonna add blueprints in here, but that is for later. Let's write some pseudocode. Add in blueprints here. And then coordinates, check coordinates. Check chords to determine tile type. Good, really quickly note this down. Where's the dog? This guy, he really likes to hide. Oh yeah. Keeps on hiding, this dude. Good. Also, this is too big. Can you see all the code? Let's make him a little bit smaller. Alright. Default no, cube. Else, default this should already work. But we're gonna test if the parameter here, the default parameter, is also working or not. This is crazy pants. Alright. Let's make a prefab. Good. Let's put it in here. Alright, there's a box collider here. That's good. Transform reset. We are going to put you down a little bit. And this guy goes bye-bye. And then we're going to drop you in as a default tile. Also, what we could do is give you a different color. Just for kicks. How's this work? Opaque. Default material standard. Can we not give you a material? Is this we would have to make a material then. That is too much. Right, let's see if this actually works or not. No. Object why not? Why not? Default tile none. Default tile cube. So it is none. Ah, wait a minute. So we gave you null. And then you should replace yourself with a default tile. Why are you not doing that? That is weird. So, alright, if default tile is null. Good, it is null. Then you create a cube. You're not doing anything here. Why? Maybe the double default is annoying the code somehow. Let's try something else. Good, if default, no, we're gonna try this again, but without the parameter. Good. Same. At what line is this even? 24. Huh? Yeah, this doesn't help. Create tile 0, 0. The center tile is created. Good. Center tile is a problem. Default tile. Oh man, what the hell? Dude, nobody tells me. Terrible. Good, that means this also will work. I made an equal sign here instead of a double equal sign. Oh, this is embarrassing. This is extremely embarrassing. Game object tile equals null. Now this default must work. Good. Oh no. Transform resides in a prefab asset and can be set to prevent data corruption. That's not good. I want the data to be corrupted. I want to corrupt it. I am the corrupter. Transform resides in a prefab asset. So we have to instantiate this then. Tile equals instantiate. How do we do this? This is terrible. Unity instantiate prefab. Yes. Discussions. Yeah, just give me the code, man. Terrible. Ding, bing. Oh, this is easy. This is extremely easy. Just say instantiate and then do it. Good. Instantiate the default tile. Good, and don't tell me this does not work. Bam. There we go. It works perfectly. Good. That was a hiccup. And a quite noobish one as well. Phew, phew. Why are we moving the camera? Let's click on game. So we can move the puzzle. But that's not what we were testing. We were testing if the collider went correctly. Yeah, the collider went up because this is still at 0, 0. And this should be all the default tile now. How can we distinguish? And why is it not up? Oh, because we never defined it here. We never defined it. Let's put this up a little bit. That's too much. Let's put it down, actually. See if the other thing works. Now the pebble should spawn on top, no? Why do you have so many box colliders? That is just weird. Good question. What the heck's going on? Transform parent, transform position. There we go. That is, of course, not like we wanted. But why are you making so many box colliders there? Adding the component. Oh, we're adding it twice, apparently. But that's alright. One is a trigger, one is not. Good. Also, it already has one here. And it should not. For some reason it has 3. Oh dear. Yeah. We corrupted the prefab. But the Unity warned us that that's not okay. Whatever. Let's remove it. Remove all the box colliders. Actually, let's leave one in. The standard one. And we're gonna say... we're gonna add the box collider if... and only if the default tile is null. Good. That makes a ton of sense. Wonderful. So the short is no, we're gonna add a box collider, otherwise no. Otherwise we're just gonna add the trigger collider, or we're gonna mess with here. Also, the position is at the coordinates, but the Y position must, of course, remain. How do we get this? Size Y? We have to find again the bounds, or the position Y is what we have to find. Good. Transform position. Tile transform position Y is what we need. And we're gonna say there's gonna be a float. And we're gonna call it tile Y. Hopefully we haven't used this yet. No. Tile Y is of course the position Y. And we're gonna put it into here, make it all nice and readable. Good. So when we instantiate it, we're gonna parent the thing to the transform, and then we're gonna move it. Good. But we're not gonna move it up and down. The tile Y stays. And then we're gonna get the trigger box collider. Put it in, and then we're gonna stretch it out. And how's this already working so nicely? Trigger box size, stretch size. This is a vector. Yeah, that is very normal. And we should tell the designer here. Define the size of your prefabs. Design the size of your prefabs. Should we not say tile prefabs? The size of your tile prefabs. Should we make it more clear? X and Z. Oops, that's S and Z. XZ size of your tile prefabs. Good. Define visibility in tiles. -1 means unlimited visibility. Bad idea. This is more for testing purposes. Good. So when you download the asset and then start out, and then you just say, what the hell? What is going on? What can I do here? Also, I should put these things, the comments there. I should describe the parameters here in the inspector. That's a bit better practice. So how does this work? Unity inspector variables. Variables. Description. Something like header? Is it header? Tooltip attribute. Header attribute. Yep, we're gonna do a header. Text area. Can you do a text area attribute? For general note on the component. We could do a header. Or we could do a text area. For general note on the component. And then there's a 0. Publishing notes. This computer should be removed. It does important stuff. Why is it weird? For general node, to create a new variable that has a text area attribute. New variable. Text area attribute. Where's the text area? I don't understand this, Sean. What are you talking about? We're gonna go with a header. Copy. And paste. My favorite. Good. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Let's see how this looks real quick. Define minutes looks horrible. Horribly bad. This is looking. Why is it doubly do? That just sucks. This sucks really bad. Don't do the doubly do. Good. Define how many tiles in the directions you want. Let's be nice and give it a capital D because we're starting a sentence. And then define your map height. Your map height as well. Good. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Capital D. Define the exercise of your tile prefabs. Again, we are going to have to put this in 2, making it dry, which we hate, but we're too stupid to use the text nodes there. Maybe if we look it up, the Unity will help us. Unity manual. Inspector. Tooltip header. Not the tooltip. Text area. Text area. Inspector text area? Maybe. Boom, boom, boom. Inspector text area. Attribute. Text area attribute. Public string my text area. What? And how does it then know? Oh, it's just... Yeah. Public string my text area. Before it starts using a scroll bar. Text area apply to collection order text area attribute. Max lines text area attribute to make a string. Demo text line, oh, interesting. Oh, you can then. Oh, this is useful, but not for us in the moment. But this is good to know that we can do this in the inspector. Have a text area that is variable in its usage. So not just here a helper line of code that shows up. It's fine. Good. Header. Let's continue with the header thing. Define the XV size of your tile prefabs. Copy. Paste. Define visibility in tiles. Good. Copy. Paste. This dictionary holds the game's world in an easily referenced grid. Yeah, we know that. Good. If you're watching this, you don't know this. You're reading this for the very first time. Alright, so here we have a little bit of an overview. Define how many tiles and directions you want. Sure. So this is how big our dungeon is. Define the map height. Let's make it this high. Define the XZ size of your tile prefabs. This doesn't do anything currently, because we're just using a cube for the moment. But if you have a prefab here that is maybe a modular dungeon piece, a tile, then you probably wanna know how large it is, so that the world maker here, the infinite open world script, can fit it all smugly in. Good, let's play it. Oi, this is far down. And everything is falling through, what? I like how the trigger colliders are large. And we do have a box collider that is also a trigger. Why? What the hell? It's not supposed to be a trigger. That's because of the default is wrong. Good, let's try again. View. Boing, and then we can run around like crazy here. Wow, we're falling down. Yeah, and it's gone. Good. So everything works in this regard. That is fantastic. So what if this cube was in scale a 4 on the X and a 2 in the Z? Oh, we have to code this all in, actually. We have to code it all in. And this is a bit high for a dungeon. And we have not coded it in yet. Also, this is scale. Will the game know? Will the code know, I should say. It's not a game yet. This looks way better. And we can move it all up and then have a ceiling. Or we could leave it at that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh dear. See how that goes. This is so much fun. Whoop. Don't fall down now. Why? Why? Wee. Alright, anything not to get any actual work done. But let's go back into the script. What the heck is this? I hate the hub, by the way. Good. So where we're gonna continue from here. Keep working on the prefab tiles that the designer can put in, or are we going to work on the infinity? Well, the first hour is over. Let's work on the infinity then. Good. Also, no more of this default stuff, since we're not working on it. See how it goes. Goes quite alright. And it fell over. Sad. Oh yeah, don't drop down, it is down. Good, infinity. So we do need colliders that are also triggers. We need trigger colliders. We have them now. We could give the cube a feature script. Let's create a C# script that is also mono behavior, and we call it tile features. Good. Sure, why not? And then each one of this is a little bit disconcerting. In the create tile, do we really want this in the create tile? Because what about the 0 tile? Game object tile equals 0. But what if we define one? If default tile equal null, else we're gonna instantiate one. Yeah, in the end, this is going to look very different. Because we have 3 possibilities here. We can have the 0 tile in the middle, or we can have a default tile, or we can have a tile that is defined by the blueprints. But yeah, we must move past this. We wasted an hour on this already. It's a complete waste of time. No, this is actually quite productive. But let's work on this. We should open the new tile features script. And what is going to be a feature in the tile? It could be a public variable. Tile feature. What do we need to know about the tiles? I actually don't know. Let's get into the test player controller instead. No, it's gotta be here. Here. In the infinite open world, there is going to be a variable. And that variable is going to check where the host has been. So host tile that's it, right? Host tile, and it should be a vector 2. Good, a vector 2. That's where the host tile is. It's where the host tile, where the host is on currently. And the reason we want to do this, in case you're wondering, there are many codes and many methods how to find out, or scripts how to, not codes, how to find out which direction you're entering a collider. So if you have a grid like we have here, if you have a grid of something, a lot of people want to know, oh, I'm entering another collider because we have a bunch of colliders here. And the people are going to say, I want to know which way I'm coming from. I want to know if I'm coming from the left or coming from the right. And if the tiles that's why we wanted the tile feature, actually. If the tiles have the information where they are in the grid, or you could just iterate through the whole grid, but that's not what we want, because that's a bit too elaborate. That's why we had the tile features here. So then you can simply check where your guy is, and then when they touch the trigger collider, where they're now, and then you can say, ah, he's coming from that tile. So he must have entered from the right, left, top, or bottom. So that is way easier than whatever workaround people are trying there. And that's why this code is so good, and you should buy it in the asset store. But yeah, you're probably gonna not watch this on the 500 archives, but you're gonna watch the other video on the 500 archives that is going to describe everything in detail, and that's gonna be then a scripted video where I'm just gonna read off a script and explain everything in detail and understandable without stuttering and without Good, there's going to be a vector 2 here as well, and that's going to be public because people need to know. Vector 2, and that's going to be the place in the dictionary, the coordinates. You should say chords. Good. Also the obligatory spam bot is spamming us. Let's get rid of it real quick. There we go. Vector 2 chords. Very simple. Good. It's going to be so hard. Infinite open world. We have the host tile. Good. And the host tile is going to get populated as soon as somebody enters in, so the tile feature should check for it, right? Tile feature should check, hey, you are entering my collider. And then it should write there in the thingy. Yeah, so how do we do this? Unity trigger collider on trigger enter. That's exactly what we're looking for, and here is the code. Upon collision with another game object, this game should be reverse direction mode. On trigger enter. That's, and then it's gonna give us the other collider. That's gonna be very nice. That's exactly what we want. Good. And it doesn't need to be private. Good. Let's say on trigger enter. And this is for anything that collides with this trigger. So we're gonna check if it's a pubble, if it's a if the thing has the component, what's it called? Test player controller. That's not good. Well, you're gonna have to change it. If you download this code, you're gonna have to change the test player controller. So if it's a player, good, we're gonna tell the coder here that they have to check this. Replace this if condition with a check for your, well, host player. Good, because right now it's going to check for the test player controller. Good, how are we going to do this again? Unity check for component. We could simply get and contains a certain. It's really simple. If get component not equal null. Yep. That's exactly what we want. That is exactly a simpler rigid body directly. What? But not all components have dedicated properties. What? Just using get component is more versatile. What? I've been depreciated. Yeah, I know. Rigid body is depreciated. It's a result, but not all. For custom class, you want to use get component. How would I check it doesn't contain? It doesn't contain a component. I would not recommend the best answer. Instead, use the following: get component if component. If CC component is valid and stored for later use, component calls. If not, CC result is no, thus not attached. Eh? This is the same Cozy Bear. Somebody here says this. On a per frame base is not cheap, but we're not using it per frame. We're just using it on the collision. Just using it on the collision for a single dude is gonna be alright. Is gonna be just fine. Get component. If get. Good. Let's copy the code because it's a good code. If other, that is the collider. Game object, check the collider's game object, and component is test player controller. Good. And if that is not null, oh dear, then we get the camera main component. Do we have to check the transform? Don't know. And is gonna be, oops, to do what is this called? Open world? Something infinite open world. And we're going to change the oh dear. Change the entry there in the host tile. Host tile equals chords. Good. So that means we should always know where we are. Except these chords are not populated. Oh, we should make that happen here. Also, we don't even know if we have that script attached. Maybe we should attach it. Tile features. Good. Transform position, box collider, add component, tile, add component, tile transform position, tile, add component. We're definitely going to add this. So let's just add it. Good. After the position is clear, well, it doesn't matter. Add component, tile features. This is going to be added. And then we're also going to access this. Tile get component tile features chords equal oh dear, a new vector2, and you're gonna give us the x and you're gonna give us the z. Good. Now that is done, let's see what mistake we made. Oh, we expected a curly braces in 26. What? Oops. Good, sure. That's no big deal that we can do. And what is this? Infinite is inaccessible protection level. Host tile is inaccessible. That is too bad. Boom, boom, beam, boom. So per default, if you're starting out with Unity, make all your variables public. Come on. What's gonna happen? You're just starting out, you're learning. It's fine. Anyways, this is public. And we're definitely gonna hide it in the inspector. Hide in inspector. Good. Just because. So what now? Check it out. Defend visibility 0 tile. Nothing changed over here. What if we hit play? Is there an error? Don't know, but let's check out the 000 cube. Position 000. And check out its tile features. Chords 000, sure. But oh, we hid it in the inspector for testing purposes. We're not gonna hide this. This is embarrassing. All right, because we actually want to know. We want to see this change. Good. So this should not be null. It should be. What? Why are you giving me a Y? Why are you giving me a Y? Because this is a vector 0. Is why you're giving me a Y. But yeah, it seems to be working nicely. Yeah. Good. Let's do it again because it's so much fun. One, 0. This is somehow not correct, I don't think. Chords. You have the chords? Maybe the chords are wrong? Chord 0. So we're giving it, but why is it 0, 1? It should not be 0, 1 or 1, 0. It should be 0, 0 in the beginning. Oh dear. Maybe it is, and it's falling down or something? Let's find out. Host tile is 0, 0. Host tile is 0, 1 immediately, and then it's 1, 0. But your tile features are 0, 0. Your tile features are 1, 1. Yours is 1, 0. Yours is 1. You are all correct. And the top left is -1, -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Around. It fell over. It's super big. Maybe that's an actual issue, that the pebble is so damn big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. How can we do this again? Just the size? Just the size, maybe? Where are we creating the dude? Test player controller. Where is this guy being made? Here. In the start. Why have we not commented this? It's a test player. Which can be overridden in inspector populating the field. But which field? Default character? Default player? Default player field. Let's put this in there like it is. Also, just notice that only one thing here is getting made. Not everything. Player primitive, capsule, display controller, vector up. Yeah, we want to put this all into a block. Good, just because. Wonderful. And what is it that we actually meant to do? We meant to make it smaller. Good, let's make it smaller. Transform size. Equals new vector 3. Give us 0.5 f bomb. What are we missing? Good. No, it's a 3, bro. It's a 3. No, it's a 3. Let's make it very small. And make it immediately very small. And then give it a rigid body. Give it a capsule collider. Add the component. And the position is in 1. Good. What now? Uh-oh. Transform does not contain... What? Can I change the size like that? Doesn't contain a digital size, and no digital size transform could be found. Maybe this, but that cannot be either. How do you change the transform size now? What? Unity change transform size. Runtime. Local scale. Do you know what to do with a given code? Yeah. Local scale. Good. Wonderful. Alright, can we pause? I don't want the thing to fall over here for a moment. 0, 0, that's very promising. That is extremely promising, actually. 0, 0. Now, if we unpause... Aha! Beautiful. it immediately shows where we are on the grid in the map. Beautiful. Like it's supposed to be. Is this minus? This is plus. Whee! And there it is. Whoop! Popping back up. Good. Oh, wonderful. Now, that we have done this and it is working. Oh, we can do something else. Good. This thing here. The tile. Replace this if condition with a check for your host player on trigger enter. Yes, but we're far from done here. We only want to switch over the coordinates when we are done. Let's write some pseudocode here. Any excuse not to do any real work. Good. The pseudocode is coordinates So we're going into another tile. New chords is what we're getting. And then we have old chords. And they're getting updated. And that should only happen if the host tile is not null, because the first time we don't want this. But what if we should give it just the middle tile feature, making things easy? Because if we go into the middle tile, but if we go into the middle tile, means we're coming from somewhere. The middle tile. So no, that's not a good idea. What's the dog doing? Good. We're gonna go walk the dog in an hour. So we still have a little bit of time to get this sorted. Now, this is going to be a little bit complicated. Let's say intermediate. It's somewhat advanced. I have to put something in my back. Otherwise, my injury will act up. Hold on. I'm just squishing something there. Good. Also, too warm. Alright. Let's give it a default. We're going in there. It's gonna be 0, 0. The thing is, the first time this triggers, it should do nothing, because we're spawning in the player. But let's not worry about this. Let's just write the code for the real-time scenario. Good. So we're moving over. We are getting new coordinates. Now what we want is move over. All right, let's have a line here. Or should we not just determine new coordinates? Determine, make sure to spell it wrong. Entry side. Good. And then if right side, let's start with the top. Top side is entered. Move all top tiles to bot. Simple. And then we do this for each side. Do it for each side. Check if we're entering there. Determine entry side. Top side is entered. Good, and that is extremely easy to do since we have the new coordinates. It should be a bigger than, smaller than. And then there is the problem. We're checking from a grid. That means if we're at the minus point and we're going, I can only imagine this. I can only visualize this coming in from the right to the left, unfortunately. But yeah, it's going to be something like if coordinates, and we're going to need this script, honestly. Going to need this script. Is somebody else going to access the script from here? No. So let's IOW infinite open world IOW, and then in the start method, oh, we're messing with the start method. Good. This is going to be infinite open world script. Infinite open world equals camera main get component. Good. Wonderful. Here, see, no need for a singleton. The camera is always, the main camera is always accessible from every script. Don't waste your time with that. It's everybody tells you to waste your time with that. But what if you have just a small project, or just writing an asset? You would never waste your time with this if you were smart. Anyways, the camera will give you infinite open world. Yes, so we can do this now. Infinite open world host style is the coordinates. Good. If, and now this is going to be null the first time we're doing it, but we're going to see how that works. Are we though? This is going to get rewritten very often. Very often. Maybe we're going to have something like negative x, positive x, negative z, positive z. Oh dear. We must know which side we're entering. And then there's going to be 4 blocks. So no need for intermediate variables in the end. Alright, let's pretend we have 2 vector 2s. That's just because we don't. But what we could do is simply 0, 0 them out in the infinite world here per default. And that would save us a world of trouble. Because we have tested it and we know it works. is a vector 2. Good. There you go. No more problems. Wonderful. Good. If it's bigger or smaller, if chords, which one's which? We're coming from here. IOW, host tile. This is where we're coming from. And if the IOW host tile X is I can only visualize this from the right for some reason. But it is the same. I can visualize this. Y is bigger, right? Then we're coming from the top. Is bigger than, and we're going to get to the exceptions soon because the grid has a start and an end. Something like -1, 1. If it's the smallest grid ever. Not very realistic, but good. If this is bigger than our coordinates, because we're coming in here. Coordinates X. Alright, but Y, of course. Also, let's think this through again, because we have a collider here. Good, we're colliding. And we don't need the collider other.
I reign supreme.
Again, that must be the fat cat. Good to see you, fat cat. So we don't have an other here. Only for... we need this only to test if a player is walking along the grids, the grid tiles, is walking on top of the grid tiles in the dungeon. This is impossible to see from my phone. Whoops. Here. But you should watch this from the computer if you want to learn how to code. Fat cat, and we all know you're coming in here to learn how to code. But this is actually just to present the asset that we're gonna upload there in the Unity asset store, and that you can buy then there for $10, and then you have an infinite open world. No need to go to Ubisoft and give them your money. You can just have an infinite open world. Infinite, not finite like the Ubisoft crappy worlds. I guess that's, don't worry, I'm not going to learn anything. All right then. Good or bad rather. I'm sure you're gonna learn something. If not here, somewhere else. We learn everything new every day. But is this correct now? So let's just visualize this. There's a dude coming from something 1 to something 0. So that means he must come in from the top side, right? You're just here because I'm awesome? That's very nice. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But you know who's really awesome? The guy there on the camera. He's really awesome. Because he's going to be sleepy time. And in 3/4 hours, I'm going to go for a little walk there with the dude. And he's going to leave us an awesome dump somewhere at the side of the road. Good. So this should tell us if we're coming in from above. But there is something crucial missing. We're going to come to that a little bit later. Coming in player. Coming in from top. Good. I wish I was him. You want me to take you for a walk? So you can take a dump on the side of the road? I don't know. This is... that's... maybe... pollution. Yes, please. Good, the player is coming in from the top. New coordinates image entry side. That's what we're trying to do here. But it's hard because what if instead there is a -1 and then there is a +1? Because the -1 is not bigger than the +1. If we're coming in from the top, or we're at the limit of the dungeon. So we're gonna give it an or. Why am I not allowed to use this? Oh, because this is how it works. Or we woke the shutter sound from the photo camera woke up the dog a little bit. Hope he's gonna go back to sleep. Good. So that works just fine if we're not at the end of the dungeon. So the host tile y equals the end of the dungeon, and the end of a dungeon is marked by minus map size IOW map size. Did we capitalize this? No. Map size Z. No. Why is this Y and the other one is Z? That's a good question. Because these are vector 2s. All of them, so we're good. We're good here. That's a bit rough, but you have to deal with it. It's very sad. That's gonna be a lot of explaining there in the scripted describing the asset. In the scripted video describing the asset. Can we make this better somehow? No. No, it is what it is. Good, we're coming in from the top. So if this is da-da-dum, I'll step up, and we need to do an and. So put this in parentheses for readability, because it's gonna check the end there even without. Because an and is more powerful than an or. No, I cannot describe this. Cannot describe this, but if you do an and, it's like multiplying something. It always takes precedence before the or. So this here is going to be 1 despite having no parentheses. Encapsulating them. Good, and this is only if this is if the coordinates y that we're walking to are different from are not equal where we're walking, which is this. And where we're walking is the host tile coordinates something. So this here is faster. Good. Oh dear. This is a long code now. Extremely unreadable. And how do we test this? Well, we just walk from top to bottom. Alright, let's give it a dialogue and see if it works or not. Debug. Log. And we're gonna tell them coordinates. coordinates we're coming from. Something like coming from top. I don't know. Let's just say coming from top. Because lazy now and we want to see a result. What's the problem? Does not contain definition for map size D. Why not? Map size. Oh, it's X tiles and Z tiles. Well, that's better. Should we refactor this? Something like width in tiles, or so then we don't have the Z there. But let's not worry about this now. We can refactor anytime we want. Good. It is Z tiles. Sorry about that. Good. What now? Infinite doesn't contain definition of Z again. Again. Line 14 this time. Good. Let's see. Good, we play. And then we... Oh, no reference. On trigger, enter. There's a no reference. Probably because we haven't given everything its stuff yet. When this triggers for the first time. And that is a huge issue, actually. The timing of the stuff. So we should turn this on only when we're ready. Oh, that's a bit of don't like this actually. Because this is going to trigger immediately. What we could do is wait until we drop in the player. It is a test player anyhow. Mikasa es su casa. Fat Cat says, we should not at this moment in time. We should not be joking about Spanish speaking stuff. But you tell your Spanish friend mucho. All right, means a lot to them. But yeah, we should not be doing this currently. Yeah. Anyways, we want to drop in the player a little bit later. Do we? Because we don't know where the exception is. Also, this is not where... Oops. Not where we want it. Let's just put it here for a moment. Good. We're gonna get the IOW. No problem. Then on trigger enter, you should have all this. Especially the IOW. But it's not gonna work. Object reference not set to an instant on object. At 18. Yep. Why? Display not equal null. Hold on. How do we do this? Oops, this is the wrong script. Can we create this guy later? Just I want this to be done. If hostplay game object equal null, yes, and spacebar is pressed. How do we do this? Input, get key down spacebar, something like that. Input, get key down space. I don't know if this works. Probably not. Good. So the dungeon is being... What? Has not been assigned. The variable host play game object of infinite world has not been assigned. Why? And where is it having a problem?
I request a mandatory ocular augmentation.
Here you go. There you go, fat cat. Jesus, we need to assign this even if we're checking for it. Oh, that's just weird. Oh, why are we stopping here with that code? Because we were too lazy to write it down proper. Good. Checks out. Alright. So if this is happening, then give me that. Oh, and sorry about the dog. Let's make him small again. Good, and we just had this bracket here wrong. Sorry. Good. Alright, now we press the spacebar, and that should give us a character controller. And now we see all this, and there we see where we are because we tumbled down. But if we're coming in from the top, the console should tell us that we're coming from the top. And it does. Left, right, no issue, but coming from the top, definitely telling us we're coming in from the top. Wow, this worked first try. Good. And we're wondering if this was the actual issue in the beginning. So let's go back here into the start method. Create that here and get key down space. Gonna put here in the update if key input space. Let's just quickly write something here. Debug log space pressed. Good. And actually this should go somewhere else, shouldn't it? This should go in a different update. This should go in a test play update. And what we should do here is make a fun little jump mechanic. Good, space press, get key down space. And get key up space, get key down space, it's gonna be something like smaller Y size player smaller And that should also player and collider. Smaller, and then when we get key up, we release the key. Space released. Size, player and collider. Big again. And that should give us a jump mechanic. Using physics and physics only. They're not gonna jump high. But it's gonna be funky. Also, maybe we should lerp. Let's make this really complicated. But we could... we could lerp the rotation. Too
much for me.
It's too much. It's indeed too much. We're just writing pseudocode here. We're going to do this another time, but lerp the rotation to upright. Good. That's going to be super fun in the future. Right, let's see if we made a mistake writing pseudocode. We seldom do. But here are the tile features. Coming from the top. Good. And if we're coming from the top, we're going to move all the stuff down. And when we say all the stuff, we mean everything that is in the top row of the dungeon. And that's going to make it infinite. Because we're going to run around and depending if we come from the top or from the sides or from the bottom, the dungeon is going to stay in this shape. Oh, what the hell. Yeah. We have to do this a little bit later. Maybe at the end of the coroutine, we drop the player. Yeah. Good. Create all. Because we're not waiting here for the coroutine to finish. We simply don't. Good. Create all also creates the player. So when we're done with the stuff, down here in the end, there, whoop, creates a test player. Good. Wonderful. If game... Oh, we did not instantiate. That's also something. Create a primitive, so we have to stop this madness here. Move this over here for a moment. Else wise. Good. Host player instantiate. Instantiate. Copy. Equals. Oh, this is interesting. I wonder if this even works. Because we're replacing a prefab now with an in-game transform. Or game object in this case. But we're gonna see. That is just madness. Let's see if it works or not. But it would be super fast if it would work. It's gonna complain. It did not even complain. Alright. But we cannot move them for some reason. What? Is it broken? It did not complain, but it also did nothing to it. Alright. It probably nulled it in this case. Huh? Oh, wait a minute. No. we just we're just writing extremely fast code here, and that is sometimes unreadable, sometimes nonsensical. But this should work now. Good. I know we said this before. No, we did not. We said this would be madness if this would be working. It would be super fast and super cool. And it is super fast and it is super cool. Good. Beautiful. Whoop, whoop. Don't fall down. Alright. So now we did this. And we still don't know if this works because that code never runs. But we can test this as well simply by putting this cube into the infinite open world as a host player game object. Let's see if this works or not. Oh! Oh! Yeah. A cube clone. And we can even walk with the cube around. Ah, that is funky. Oh my goodness. That is definitely the funky Schmidt. Why is this? Okay. Good. Clear, clear, clear. And undo what we did there. None. Good, so where were we? We wanted to make the dungeon infinite. And that is easily done. If you can code. Right. So we have to grab every tile that is on top now. How do we know which tile is on top? We don't have to do any physics here. Because we have a grid and we have a dictionary. Isn't that fantastic? I think it is. Fecka says, I think this is all clear as mud. Oh, fat cat. I'm not explaining myself properly? How dare you? Good, we're coming from the top. So let's write some pseudocode so that we know what we're doing. We have to we have to go through the dictionary, iterate, dict. Oh, what the heck? Iterate, dict. To grab all top tiles. All tiles in the top row. Tiles in the top row. And move them bot. Simple enough. Good. How do we know which ones are? Oh, the dog is ready already? Oh, this guy. You want to go this soon? No, you gotta wait a little bit longer. Okay? He just stares at me like, you're going with me now. You're going. I need to go. It's been 2 hours. It's been over 2 hours. And we did not make the infinite happen. Maybe we make it happen for the top row only. Just so that we have a result. Could be. Right, so let's iterate through the dictionary. What is the value that we need? Coming in from the top, so coords y. We want the top one. We know which one we're standing on now. The one we're standing on now is this one, coords. Good. So what we're doing is a for loop. For iteration, and it's going to be an int. Int iteration. So what we were thinking is putting this into a code routine and then popping them through. Let's do it instant for the moment, which is not cool. And we're probably going to switch it up so it is taking into account that people have millions and millions of game objects and they want to all spawn them in. Not only spawn them in, they also want to move them all at the same time. It's actually not a big deal. We could just leave it instant, right? Probably. The dog came closer. He's like, now. Good. Let's make it instant. We can do fancy shenanigans later. So for int I equals from where to where? From where to where? We need from x, from the maps, from the x tiles, from minus x tiles, because we need the complete top row. To the top x tiles. Good. So it's x tiles. That's all of them. Yes. And as long as as long as I smaller or equal. Smaller or equal. This is bigger. What am I talking about? Smaller or equal to the x tiles. Good. It's hard to write things down. It is. And then we're gonna plus here. Notepad plus. Good. My favorite text editor is so fast. Whoosh. It's really super duper fast. There's no faster one with that functionality there. Good. For roll-it-up, and we're gonna do many things or just a single thing? I don't know yet. Let's pretend we're doing many things. Good. Right, we're grabbing a tile, but we don't know which one. This is gonna be the top Y. And that's going to be dynamic. So what we need, since we need the top one, and it's good to start with the top one, because that makes it's easy to visualize. It makes a lot of sense because to the right and to the top is a positive in numbers. You don't have to go negative in your head. I've seen lots of videos from your trip, says Fat Cat. Yeah? It was a good trip. We did barely get sick there, and we shook off everything. Hey, if you're watching this and you're watching this on the YouTube archives and just having a relaxed time and thinking, what the heck is he talking about? So we went to Southeast Asia and we got a vaccine for the COVID beforehand, and what that does, and don't listen to any misinformation, listen to me, nobody else, even if they're a doctor, just listen to me. I'm not a doctor, but I'm telling you what the actual truth is. Just like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders isn't a doctor either. But he knows that if you get vaccinated, then your immune system is a little bit boosted for a little while. Let's say about 3 weeks. And then you're going to be very much almost immune to COVID for 3 months. You're not immune to COVID, but you're gonna shake the COVID practically immediately the next 3 months, probably. This is all probable. And then you're not going to die from COVID for a complete year. These are the numbers. So what I can recommend everybody is to get their COVID vaccine every year in order not to have a bad time, especially if you're going on a trip to a wonky country maybe in Africa or Australia or Southeast Asia, because I've been there for over 3 or 4 weeks. Take notes, Fat Cat. I've been there for over 3 weeks. I've been there for over 4 weeks, maybe I don't remember. Yeah, it was a full month, maybe even longer. And I shook everything this crappy country I've been in was throwing at me was no problem, thanks to the COVID vaccine. So please get vaccinated. Do as Bernie says, and alright, get your vaccine, and you're gonna be just fine. Anyways, we're gonna take all the top tiles and put them in the bottom. And the dog says yes, and the dog wants to go. Let's quickly make this happen. Good, we iterate through the X tiles. So we're gonna move, it's gonna be a position. We have to access the dictionary. Why are we doing this here? In the tile feature. Oh, that is terrible. That the tile feature is doing this. But we can put it anywhere we want later. It's fine. Good. Oh dear. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna access the dictionary. And the dictionary's name is Public Dictionary World Grid. Good. Gonna take the world grid. That is the Fat Cat song. Because we're running from the X to the Z in this case, but it's a vector too, so Y. Good, which one? And then is going to be the top row. Top row Z or Y? What are we doing? Z. Top row Z. Gonna take this. What's in there? A game object? Transform. And we're gonna switch up the position. And we're gonna say plus equal. And then we're gonna do some math. And that is the tile size. We're gonna move this over to the IOW actually in the end, but I would just want to see something happening here now. Good, tile size. What was the name? Define the size tile size. The name was literally tile size. Alright. Tile size Z. Good. Times the map size C. Did we call it map size? We can check it here. X tiles, Z tiles. We named it Z tiles. IOW Z tiles. Good. The transform position is gonna go bloop, but it's gonna go down bloop. And then we also have to do some math, which is gonna be crazy. You do this, which is gonna be nice, but we need a number. And that is going to be the top row Z. Is that going to be an int or? Yeah, probably. Because we need the vector there. Int top row Z. Good. Equals what? And now we need some math. Good. And this is extremely complicated math. So we're gonna say top row Z equals if we're coming from 1 to 0, that is easy. That would be minus. That would be minus. Oh man, this is rough. I'm feeling my back now. We need to take a break, but I want to see a result. And the dog is staring in the camera like, I want to go. We need to find out what the top row Z is. It is where we at? No, where we have been. It is where we have been. Hostile Y. Good. And then plus the Z tiles. Now I'm not sure if that will work. No, I'm 100% sure that will not work when we're not in the middle of the map. Alright, the host tile. Is 0, 0. We're coming down. And this is the top row tile. Now, what if the host tile is not 0, 0? What if it is 1, 1 or 0, 1? Then it would be a tile that is too much. Then it would be minus.
If only that were possible.
If only that were possible. So if we're positive, we're gonna be in trouble. So we simply have to take this, and this has to go negative. So the Z tiles minus this. Phew, this is rough. If we're positive, it has to go. Now the exception is. Now this is working nicely. You have to take my word for it. Good. But this is only if we are below 1. If the host tile Y is less than 1. Otherwise, the top row Z is maybe minus? I don't know. Let's see. Let's say we are 1. And now we're subtracting, say, 16. So that would be minus 16. No, minus 15. Right? If we're 1, we would be at minus 15. Would be the top row. Right? Do not know. Seems reasonable. If we're 5 and if we're at 5 and the thing is 6 high, then top row would be minus 1. Maybe. I have no clue. I'll leave anything you say at this point. Good. Anyways, top row up. Good. And then we're gonna. I have no idea what's gonna happen. We probably forgot something here, something very crucial, and maybe even made a coding error. Oh. Good. Infinite over work grid cannot be used like a method. How dare you? 29. Work grid is used like a method. I just want to I just want to move it here as a position. Just give me the position. The position needs to change, man. This is so dumb. Let's do it in several steps. Maybe that's the issue, but who knows? Game object. Piece of map equals game object piece of map, oh man, equals, I want to do everything at once. I don't want to cut this up. Alright, piece of map, transform position. I don't understand what we're not. Oh, wait, what? Why is this not working? Because we completely forgot about vector 3. And that's gonna be the position X. No, new vector. So 0. And this is the Y. Oh, this is up down. We don't want up down. We only want the Y. Fatcat says, I have a meeting to jump on. If you're gone when I'm back, then catch you next time. Good, Fatcat. Thank you for chiming in. I'm gonna see you next time. And we are going to finish this up. Trying to get a result before it's 3 PM for us here. And we have to walk the dog. So let's see what happens now when we actually put this in. Good. What now? Can be used like a method. 29. Non-invocable member. Non-invocable member. Piece of map equals non-invocable member. What the hell? Dictionary. This is a dictionary. Oh, it's a game. We have a game object here. Non-invocable member. The hell? Non-invocable member. This is ridiculous. Why are you not giving me the game object here? How do you access this then? Can it be used like a method? I just want this object. So the problem is we don't know how to use dictionaries. Unity dictionary. Add, remove. Yeah, but how do we get it though? Oh, alright. Alright. This and then that. Could be, don't know. It's not like a method now. And no overload for method. This takes 2 arguments. 29. No overload for method. What? It just... No overload for method. This takes a... I just want to put this in here, come on. Just move the transform, yo. It's telling me this. I don't know how to use dictionaries. How to access dictionary member. I thought it was like this. Using square brackets. In Python, no. Unity. Accessing a dictionary. Yeah. Oh, it's a vector too. We have to give it a vector too. New vector 2. Good. Surely that'll work. Let's see. No? The name Z-Tiles does not exist. What were we doing? Dun, dun, dun. Good. That is a huge hiccup because we don't know how to use dictionaries. We never use them. That's why. Good. Bam. What now? Can I convert float to int in 27? Can I convert float to int? Which one's int? Which one's float? Do we need float? Do we need int? Aha. Huh? Hostile why is Z-Tiles float? It should not be. Hostile y? This should be an int. Good. Cannot implicitly convert and do it explicitly. How about that? That's alright. I just want the int here. Good. We'll probably run into this more. Exercise does not exist in the 20. Good. That's why we should be putting this somewhere else. But we want a quick result. Right? Because the dog needs their walking. Dog needs their Christopher Walken. Here and there. Good. What now? The name hostile does not exist. 24. Name hostile does not exist. Here you go. And what now? Nothing. Good. Let's run it. Fantastic. We're gonna go down. Oh. Ah, it almost works. So we don't know which one's the top tile at most of the time. Most of the time we don't know which one's the top tile. So yeah, that is the actual problem. The math works only a little bit here. So here's our result. We go down and the top row goes down with us. Good. And then we're going to do this for all sides, and we're also going to clean it up. Meeting was cancelled. Oh dear. Meeting was cancelled. Damn it. But we're done here. So the result is that we are trying to get the top row down here. So if we were to move the pebble a little bit downwards, it's going to come in from the top. And where does it actually go? Where are they going? I think they're not even going all the way down. Because they're now on top of each other. Where are they? Let's do something more reasonable in terms of size. But then we're going to call it good for today. Let's do a 4 and a 4. Good. And then we're going to move a little bit downwards. And where did you go? Oh no, we fell. We fell through the floor. Let's do even less. Let's do 3 and see what's going on. Where did they go? I'm confused by the gizmo. Let's try again. Good, up here. First one, second one, third one, fourth one. This is reasonable. And then where did you... Hey, you went there. And there. And there, and there. They completely went to random places on top of other cubes. Yeah, we're gonna clean up the map next time. For now, I'm gonna say thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for chiming in. And the dog is gonna need some walking now. Some Christopher walking. And we will be back for more coding. But for now, thank you guys so much for chiming in and for viewing. And don't forget the 5-Hour Archives, where everything is getting preserved for the future. And if you want to listen to your favorite game being played, or just some coding and some nice music in the background while falling asleep, that's the place to go. Anyways, until next time, have a good day and a good night.